Hey, hi, hello everyone. My name is Deadbedspread, and today we're going to be designing some new Gigantamax forms. Introduced back in 2019 with the release of Sword and Shield, Gigantamax was a new feature where a Pokemon could grow to a colossal, kaiju-esque size, gaining a massive increase in HP, having their moves changed and physical form altered. It's exactly the same as Dynamax, but you know, with some added visual appeal. It's kind of cool. Now, I did say we were going to be designing, however, so of course, welcome to the channel, TankRunner.
Hello everybody, my name's TankRunner. I am hijacking the channel. This is mine now. This is a hostile takeover. I did not record a different intro. Dead has to use this one, so check fucking mate.
Try me, bitch. With Generation 9 right around the corner, and with Game Freak's consistent pattern of releasing and then ditching new features, we figured that we would take a long, hard look at all of the Pokemon that never received a Gigantamax form, just to see what could have been. In terms of visual consistency, it used to be the case that these colossal forms resembled old kaiju movie costumes. Like, tell me you couldn't imagine some of these guys being mascot suits worn by actors. Of course, with the release of the Isle of Armor DLC and the 3 Galar starters getting Gigantamax forms, I guess now the design philosophy is just make big, very epic. On top of that, not all Pokemon capable of Gigantamaxing need to be fully evolved, which really opens up our options. That's not all though.
That's right. Over on my channel, there is a companion video that goes along with this one, where me and Deadbedspread continue to do what we're doing in this video, but instead of covering Gigantamax Pokemon, we are covering Mega Evolutions. So make sure you check that out down in the description.
What are we waiting for? Let's design some big boys. So Tank, I'm thinking for my first Pokemon, I'm gonna do Rapidash. What are you thinking?
I think I'm gonna go with Unknown. That's a really interesting Pokemon to me. I've never been super crazy about the design, but the concept, you know? Mm-hmm. So I feel like that's something that we could definitely improve some way with a Gigantamax form.
Insert big F. Every fire starter was meant to be a zodiac animal, apparently, but here comes
right.
Crocodilian boy. Though I still maintain that he is.
Well, that's definitely going to be a horse.
He is definitely, yeah, he's a horse. You know, you understand.
Like 100%. Yeah, honestly, I don't even think he looks much like a crocodile.
He does look more like a horse, you know, he's got a mane, he's got hooves, he's got kind of big lips, like horses do, it's not really a snout, and he's kind of shaped like an apple, you know, people say he's shaped like a pepper, but you know, some apples be looking like that, and
yeah,
then people are saying,
because crocodiles aren't shaped like peppers, but horses are usually shaped, I mean, like, not like exactly like an apple, but like, fairly, you know, like an abstract concept of an apple.
Yeah, especially, dude, you should see the horses over here. They're fucking crazy looking.
Oh, do you guys have significantly different looking animals on the other side of the world?
Well, yeah, like, you know, the ocean fucking arrived, so how are they meant to look the same?
Right, yeah.
I don't know if you've seen horses, but they don't exactly have, like, webbed feet. They're not exactly swimming across the Atlantic.
Yeah, that makes sense. That was just an oversight on my part.
So I think over there they might look like apples, but over here, like, they literally look like the way Fuecoco does.
So do you think that everyone might be wrong about their ideas that this might take place in Spain?
I thought it might be Italy to begin with. It does look pretty Spanish, to be fair.
Right. I mean, I guess I get it. I'm not I'm an American, so I'm not like a super well-traveled, well-versed human being when it comes to the rest of the world. We're all very, entitled, and we only really care about ourselves. But I feel like a lot of what I saw felt very Japanese, and there's not like a lot of regions that take place in Japan. So I feel like it's about time, you know, considering where they're located.
It's very nice of them to go like a whole 8 generations without being very, self-centered. All this Gen 1 based off, that was like Australia. I mean, it's pretty weird that you decided to do an Australian region when like the first one ever was Australia. But I mean, like, it's been a while.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
It is a continent.
Well, it was sort of like I wanted to pay homage, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I figured the best way to do that was just kind of copy everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
English can be very confusing sometimes. That's why I'm super glad that, like, we sort of got rid of that pretty quickly and started speaking American.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, there is a difference. Because if...
Oh, yeah, for sure. This is my second language.
Yeah, you say armor and I say armor.
Yeah, because you guys add like a bunch of U's into shit, like just randomly, yeah?
Yeah, because like it's a letter in the alphabet, like, and when you take it out, where else is it used?
Right, I guess that's true. U's are fucking worthless if you don't put it after an O.
And then there's fucking W, which is actually a double V, and it's like it's the world's greatest lie.
Yeah.
Like
Like,
you
come
are
on,
you are
guys, like,
you are
what-
looking at the alphabet Pokemon right now. Like you are more primed
Yeah.
to talk about this than anybody else. My drawing is very emotional. Oh, dude, do you want to know the biggest conspiracy of all? What did the English inventors do when they decided to call the last letter of the alphabet Z?
Oh my god.
It's Z. It rhymes.
When it comes to saying the words, if you pronounce Z as Z, that you get way cooler words. Like, for example, like some people say like zebra instead of zebra.
What about like pizza? Hey, I want to go get some.
Oh, come on, kids, get on the bus. We're all gonna go to the zoo.
I really like the Zodiac Killer. Wait, no, I don't like him. Fuck. Why is
careful
every
with that.
word with Z in it? Oh, fuck, now I'm saying Z. Damn it. I've been brainwashed.
I know it's really hard not to accidentally say that you super love people who have done atrocities, but like, you know, in normal everyday life, you can get away with that. But like, we're recording ourselves right now, so like, we're being held to a higher standard than most people.
I know, and it's almost like it's not live, but I'm gonna edit it and leave all this in anyway. And then people will be like, "Wow, he really shot himself in the foot." You know, I think I can make this a bit more extreme, honestly.
Yeah,
Lent
I
into
think
this
I was
nearly
just
enough.
about to do that too. Oh, you know what? I'm trying this out. This is actually pretty good. I'm liking this. I'm gonna do this.
Sorry. Oh, sorry, my Rapidash is just one of those Pokemon. It's like, hey, let's take this really plain beige-ass horse, just light it on fire.
Yeah, set it on fire, make it beautiful, majestic. That's how I feel about most animals that I set on fire.
Mhm.
I don't know like what you guys like your pastimes and stuff are like over there.
Oh, well, we can't light
Uh,
anything on fire because it rains 24/7. So then,
Oh,
like,
I thought you were gonna say
Because what? Because morals? No. If we light an animal on fire inside, like, a building, then it becomes, like, a fire hazard. But if we just do it outside, then it's...
Oh,
then
yeah.
if we do it outside, then it's funny.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
I don't know if you've seen a horse trying to fly. They're not particularly good at it.
Your horses fly over there?
Well, they try to, but I can't say that they're especially good at it.
So it's just sort of like taking a running jump off a cliff and just, like, seeing what happens.
Yeah, like, you know how elephants in Africa are much bigger than elephants in India? It's kind of like a geographical adaptation. You know, we do live on an island.
Who lives on an island? You live on an island?
I live on an island.
Whoa.
Tank learns about geography.
Has your Photoshop been doing this stupid, awful thing where now, like, every time you try and save, it's like, do you want to save to the cloud? And I'm like, no, I'd like to save it onto my computer. And it's like, are you sure? And you're like, yes. And they're like, listen, though, are you for real? And I'm like, yes, just let me save it on my computer.
It's like, I don't want to save my stuff on clouds. Like, I know it rains here every day, but sometimes there's no clouds in the sky. Like, what if my stuff just up and leaves, you know?
Well, yeah, that's the other thing. If it rains all the time over there for you, and you guys are constantly just, like, uploading stuff to the cloud, don't you... I know they say that it doesn't happen, but I feel like at least some of the file gets corrupted, or like some of the quality, there's like a quality dip, because like there has to be some kind of leakage of your files when it rains, right?
Of course.
If it rains too much, it's like you render something as like 1920 by 1080, and then, you know, it rains for a week, and now you've got, like, 140p, and you can't put that shit on the internet.
And then if it's, like, something, like, really dense, like a Photoshop file with, like, 100 layers, that shit gets brutal, because then, like, you know, you got, like, golf ball-sized hailstones, you know, and then you're like, oh, I just got hit in the head by Jerry's final year project. Fuck Jerry.
Right. Yeah, and then I saw someone talking, I saw, like, an article, it was, like, it's like Polygon or something, and they were talking about a guy who had that issue. And it's like, how can we continue to claim that this shit doesn't happen when someone can open their file and like their layers are all like fucking wet? They're like all soggy, and it's like the lines are like running and stuff.
Oh my god, dude. And then my PC like started sparking because like...
Yeah, you've been storing your files in a wet place and then you put it back in your computer. That's the dumbest thing that we've ever done as a species.
Here is Gigantamax Rapidash.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay. This is really good. So I'm actually really impressed that you were able to make it seem so much more, I don't know, I don't want to say dangerous, but I guess effective without making it less majestic.
You know, why don't we accentuate something else on Rapidash? I think fire would have been too obvious to see people giving Rapidash wings and all that. And like, just have it stand behind you and just smack your opponents. Like, how are they meant to even reach it? You know, it's foolproof.
I could see this in a Pokedex entry, definitely.
Excellent. Well, that means my mission has been accomplished. Why don't you show me what you've been doing with your unknown lands?
All right, sounds good. All right, so I decided that it would be sort of interesting to go the route of like a Magnemite kind of thing. When it evolves, it's sort of like they clump together, and I just randomly selected a few different symbols that I thought were interesting, and I combined them.
I see you've made up an unknown to go in there. For
yeah. I thought it would be interesting to sort of have like, you know how like I'm not sure how you pronounce it, like the phalanx, the like 4 little ball guys.
Yeah.
The front one is sort of like the leader, and he tells the rest of them what to do, and he looks slightly different than the rest of them. So I thought it would be interesting to sort of have a conductor unknown that leads all of them. And you know, they might all look different. Every time that they Gigantamax, it might say something completely different, or like be like using different letters and symbols. But that first one is always going to be the same.
I like as well how it's kind of like abstract as to what it says. It's not quite too clear.
Like I said, I randomly selected unknown shapes that I thought were interesting, and I just kind of like put them together in a fun way. I didn't really think, I mean, though someone could probably do something like that would be interesting to sort of like, you're randomly catching a bunch of these unknown and Gigantamaxing them, hoping that maybe one of them will spell like, I don't know, like your name, or like your like the name of your like
that'd be
old dead dog or something.
An absolute flex when you Gigantamax and it just says TankRunner was here, like.
Yeah, and they're like, oh my god, he caught like so many of them to find one that randomly, it's like that thing, right, where if you put enough monkeys in a room, they'll like write a book or whatever.
I was gonna go for the Spinda analogy.
All right, so here's my other one.
Oh, very good.
All right, no, I think we're in a good
I love
spot.
it. I love it. I would definitely try and get one. And I know Unknown is a very underappreciated mon, so this might bring him back into the spotlight.
That's what I'm hoping.
So Tank, what are you thinking of doing next?
I think I'm interested in doing a Whale Lord.
Wailord. Ooh, very big boy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to try not to overdo it, obviously. He's the biggest Pokemon already. I'm going to try not to overdo it. That's what I'll say.
It's kind of annoying because Eternatus came in and has usurped Wailord when Wailord held the title of largest Pokemon for pretty much ever. Eternatus, that weird fucking dragon skeleton thing that becomes a big hand in Sword and Shield.
Oh.
Apparently that's the biggest now.
No, see, here's the thing though. Wailord is one giant thing, and that other Pokemon might be bigger, but there's a lot of negative space in there. Because it's like made of like a bunch of different smaller sort of shapes. So it's not, I guess it is technically bigger when it comes to how much ground it takes up. But when it comes to like actual like size, weight, and girth, I think Wailord still wins.
Oh, of course. I'm going to be doing Pyroar.
Oh, that's a good choice.
I feel like Pyroar is a Pokemon that's been overlooked since it came out. There were all these rumors that it was going to become like a Manticore upon evolving, but then it just kind of stayed as a normal fire lion. So I think I might kind of maybe incorporate some of that, people's lost hopes and dreams, into what I'm about to do. I'm just noticing that it doesn't have any ears. Well, not the male anyway.
Oh, I guess that's a good question then. Are you gonna do the male and female version, or are you gonna pick one specifically?
I think this is going to be like Appleton and Flapple, but not shit, where because it's the same species, you know, they'll just Gigantamax into the same thing. Whereas Flapple and Appleton are different species, so I don't understand why they both become the same thing. Kind of screams lazy to me, if I'm being totally
you know,
honest.
if I had one word to describe the Pokemon Company and like Game Freak as a whole, it would most likely be lazy.
We're not even in a choking territory anymore. Like, what the hell are Pokemon, if you think about it? Like,
they're like little demons.
like your man created Pokemon because he liked collecting bugs as a child. Like, how did that turn into, let's get an army of jellyfish and make them kill each other, you know?
Gen 1 is, like, yeah, they use it for a lot of stuff, but genuinely I feel like there's a reason for that, and it's that Gen 1 was when the game was good. And the games have kind of, like, not been bad, but, like, generally have just been utter shit since then.
Mm-hmm. No, I get that. Especially, like, even within Gen 1, like, once it became, you know, localized to Western society, that's when it got shit. Like, have you seen original Sprite coughing and stuff? Like, that was peak design. And then they moved the skull and crossbones from his forehead down to his belly.
Then they did his regional variant, and they were like, how can we improve this? And they were like, let's put a big old dumb fucking cylinder on his head, and it was great. It, like, fixed everything.
But they also gave him a mustache. And as well, like, in Generation 1, like, early Gen 1, Mew was literally a fetus, which I think is, like, the whole point of it. And then they were like, oh, let's make it a cat. You know, it's like, I didn't evolve from a cat. I don't know, I think somebody's, like, parents started crying. They were like, you can't show my children this cryptic imagery. Gen 1 also had Seaking, which, as we all know, is, like, the best Pokemon ever made.
Yeah.
Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with Seaking. It's not a shit, terrible Pokemon at all.
No, genuinely, my favorite Pokemon are the ones that don't look like they have any souls. Like, they're just they're like just an empty husk under those eyes.
Mm-hmm. Is that what Seaking is to you?
Yeah, he's got like I don't want to bring horses back up, but he's got dead horse eyes. Like, look at him.
Of course. And I'm very concerned that this is going to reach into someone's kind of fetish territory.
Oh.
Which is mildly concerning.
Yeah, I kind of,
But I mean, what Pokemon doesn't, you know?
Me and my friends used to play this game where we would just Google a Pokemon's name, nothing else, and we would see how many Google images it took before it got sexual.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever had the shortest amount of images before it got sexual won. But then after the first few rounds, we started being like, okay, you won that round with this one, so like that's a given. That one's out of the game now. Like, let's try and find new and interesting ones that people wouldn't think about immediately.
Like Wobbuffet. Though I mean, female Wobbuffet does wear lipstick, so like...
Yeah, Wobbuffet got taken out of the game pretty early because it was like, dude, we're trying to play a game and it's not fair if you keep going for the ones that like we all know. It's like the second image is like overly insanely sexualized. So like, it's just not fair. We sort of like forced him to stop saying like, oh, well, I pick Wobbuffet. Yeah,
well, that's the thing. It always hits back harder, you know? So you have to keep coming back. What the fuck is this conversation about? Oh, this dude. This stupid baby boy.
When it comes to Pyroar, I really like the female version. I think it looks cooler than the male version.
Genuinely, I thought it was a different Pokemon when I first saw it.
Oh.
Because it shows up in like the Elite Four, and I was like, what the fuck is that? You know, I never liked Pyroar, but I think after this, like, people who are in kind of my camp with not liking it might kind of, you know, give it the time of day.
Oh yeah, you're gonna change some minds with this one?
I think so. I think that people would be like, whoa dude, it's really hot. Yeah, this might be up there like for the best design I've ever done in my entire life.
Well, I am super excited to see it.
You should be. I don't know if you'll even be able to look at it without crying.
From just being like moved by how beautiful it is, or like...
I will...
Because it's like terrifying.
I will leave that up to you.
Okay.
This is the greatest Pokemon of all time.
This is my Gigantamax Whale Lord.
I mean, it's kind of accurate, you know, like, what do you expect to happen in a battle now that trainers have been introduced into the backgrounds?
Exactly.
How did you get into the game, though?
This is sort of like a representation of anyone. This could be anybody. This could be you in the game with your Gigantamax Whale Lord.
I'm really vibing with it, and I love, like, would it take over kind of the health bar stuff and all that as well? Because I mean,
yeah, there will be no UI. Like I said, I didn't want to overdo it when it came to like the size and stuff, but like
yeah.
The camera is always like fair. It's like kind of close to you. It doesn't give you a lot of room to breathe. So like realistically, if that Whale Lord, you throw that out in a combat, it's gonna be big. You're gonna have to back up to see all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just in one of those situations, you know, someone threw out a Whale Lord and the cameraman was right behind you and he didn't back up fast enough. And,
So this isn't even your Whale Lord.
Oh, well, it could be, or it could be the other guys.
So this is pretty much happening to everybody in the battle, if not in the world.
Yeah. As soon as the Whale Lord Gigantamaxes, everyone's got it's like an earthquake is happening. There's like or like a nuclear drop is about to happen. Like there's a giant like air raid sirens are going off and everyone's like, you gotta back up. Everyone's gotta get like 3 miles away from here.
Mm-hmm.
This Whale Lord is Gigantamaxing like right now. It's a kid game though, so like obviously no one would ever be hurt.
Nobody's like pissing and shitting and crying when this happens. They're all like, woohoo!
Yeah, I mean they're like, yay!
And then they just don't move for like 3 turns.
Yeah.
It's pretty perfect. It was kind of a similar vibe to what I was thinking would happen. It's kind of the next natural step of Whale Lord.
Yeah.
I think.
Definitely.
So I just want to read some information from Pyroar's Pokedex first. It says, with fiery breath of more than 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit, they viciously threaten any challenger. Now, obviously that's a big number, so before I kind of did this, I decided to Google like the temperature of the sun, and it turns out that the surface temperature of the sun is 9,941 degrees Fahrenheit, which is colder than Pyroar's breath. I was kind of like, if it can breathe hotter than the sun, and there's the whole who would win in a fight, lions versus the sun, what if the lion was the sun?
Wow. Okay. This is great. I love this so much. Indeed. Is it as big as the sun?
See, I was thinking, like, you know, Pokemon usually scale things down, so I don't think it's...
okay.
I think it'd still be able to fit in, like, Gigantamax arenas and stuff. Because if it was as big as the sun, like, its head would be as big as Earth. It'd be way bigger than Earth, actually, because the sun... I don't know if you know, like, a lot of sun facts, but the sun is pretty big. While it might not be the size of the sun, I'm still thinking that it, like, is as hot as the sun. Well, actually, it'd be hotter than the sun. Because, as we mentioned, you know, its breath is 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit, which is hotter than the surface temperature of the sun. So, obviously, if it's that hot when it's small, you know, once it expands, like I think this thing could be the most powerful Gigantamax of all, honestly.
Yeah, I think so, too. You know, and this probably isn't what you were going for, but I think it would be interesting if it sort of, like, when it Gigantamaxes, you know, everything gets all dark and everything when that happens already anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So you wouldn't have to show it, but, like, the lore behind this could be that it genuinely replaces the sun. Like, our sun ceases to exist when this creature exists.
I mean, what's to say that in Pokemon that the sun isn't just a Gigantamax Pyroar in space? You know?
It could be.
Because, like, you know, Groudon has, like, drought, so it could just be, like, when he comes out, he's like, hey, Pyroar, and then Pyroar's like, what's up? You know, and then he shows up. Because, like, how does drought work at midnight, you know? How does... Because if Groudon is able to change the sun's position in the sky, that means he's able to rotate the Earth.
Right.
Which is, like, if the Earth rotated that fast, like, we'd all turn to goo. So I think that this actually answers a lot of mysteries.
Well, we wouldn't. I mean, that's a common misconception. We wouldn't turn into goo. We'd go back in time. But yeah.
Oh, of course, yeah. Well, yeah, and then it'd kind of keep happening until we went back to Gen 3, and then we kind of be like, oh, this is new and exciting. And then when we start thinking about it, it'd just happen again, and we'd be stuck in a time loop. So I guess, like, this answers, like, one of the biggest Pokemon questions that's been plaguing people for generations, which is, how Groudon moves, son?
if we went back in time, back to Gen 3, I would draw every single Pokemon of the gens that were to come, save the file on a public forum somewhere that is hard to find, and then when Game Freak started releasing them, I would sue them for everything that they're worth.
I'd say wait until after Pokemon Go comes out, because that's when they got stinky rich.
Yeah.
Who knew that my fat fucking lion would result in, like, corporate sabotage schemes? I suppose now this will be the last one, you know, so we might need to go out and like some of our favorite Pokemon we want to see turn into Gigantamax. I'm thinking Jellicent, specifically.
Okay, that's a good one.
Specifically the male one. The female one has always made me a little bit uncomfortable, but I think the male one is like a cool dude. If people want to design their own Jellicent for the female version, fuck off.
You know, since you're going with that, I know we were picking like some of our favorites, but I think that if you're gonna go with a Pokemon that has a different version, based on whether it's male or female, I think I'm gonna do that too. I'm gonna go with Combee.
Oh, perfect. Are you saying Combee isn't one of your favorite Pokemon?
It's not, but I'm hoping to change that right now. So I'm gonna go with the male one because obviously the female one is like, that's been done. It's already sort of like at an interesting place. So I don't think it needs a lot of adjustment, but I kind of feel bad. The males don't like evolve or anything. So
is this is this a male only Gigantamax?
Yes, only the male Combee can Gigantamax into this. The female one does not Gigantamax. She's got a whole extra evolution. So she can have that.
Yeah.
This one's just for the boys. I always, especially with like legends, the male Combees are like everywhere, and you gotta look around to find the female ones. It's difficult. It's rare, just like it's supposed to be. But I feel like that should sort of be taken into consideration. I believe that when they Gigantamax, I think I might incorporate a few of them together. And that's sort of because they're bees too, so that'll sort of incorporate the concept of like a swarm of bees, kinda.
Yeah, it's kind of like wishy-washy, but to the max.
Yeah, absolutely.
You were kind of really honest, so, you know, with Jellicent, you know, it's kind of a jellyfish, but I really get kind of octopus vibes from it almost, especially the male, because he has like lots of tentacles. So I'm thinking like, what if we went kind of Cthulhu-esque, you know, if he's going really big. Like he's already a ghost type, so, you know.
That's very interesting.
I don't think it'd be too outlandish. Cthulhu's a weird dude. He's like a gorilla squid bird thing.
Yeah.
Not very realistic, you know.
No, but it is also an eldritch horror, so...
I think it's an eldritch borer, really. Cthulhu, you can come at me, I can take you.
Yeah, Cthulhu himself.
Do I look afraid?
I don't know. I can't see your face.
You can use your imagination.
I try not to use my imagination to think about men. Just because of, you know, the incident.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it in private. I'd like to not talk about it in this video, so...
Yeah, that's fine. I'll definitely edit this out, and it won't be...
Cool, I really appreciate it.
Streamed to the masses who are now watching this video and wondering what is the incident, but I know what the incident is. You know, we don't need to...
Yeah, we don't need to go over it again.
Yeah, it's kind of none of your business, you know, don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. I appreciate your understanding.
It's no problem.
God, this drawing's so fucked.
How do you spell Jellicent? I'm illiterate. This is actually coming together a lot faster than I thought it would.
Oh no, that's not good.
I'll do lots of color stuff to...
Okay.
Because
I am not even a third of the way through.
The perspective tool is such a fucking pain in my ass. Photoshop is crazy. It's like kind of lit, honestly. When did you first get into Cthulhu?
So I was fairly young. My family actually lives fairly close to the coast, and you know, there was like one day, like I don't want to make it sound like my family was like poor, but like, you know, things weren't always great, you know.
Yeah.
So like when I was younger, there were a lot of times where I had to sort of skip school, go out with my dad, and help him sort of like bring money in. he owned like a fishing boat. We did a lot of just like off sea, like we didn't go like super far, just out a little bit, because like there's we're also next to a pretty big port, so there's like a lot of rules about like smaller boats getting like too far out. So like obviously, you know, it's a fairly dangerous job, you know, and it's not like a huge stretch of the imagination. So like obviously one day we went out on the boat and my dad like died horribly, and
Oh yeah.
you know, ever since then I've just been like really close to just to Cthulhu worship in general, because he's genuinely the reason why I'm still alive to today, and I'm just sort of waiting for him to call on that favor. And you know, it's a little worrisome, but like it's no different than like, hey, I'm gonna go to college, but I'm gonna go to a place and have like, you know, I'm gonna join the military, and the military is gonna pay for my college, and like, you know, we're not at war now, so like I don't have anything to worry about. And then but you're still always worried, you know, like that could happen at any moment, and suddenly like your free tuition to like a film school, suddenly you're like, oh, now I have to go to war. You know what I mean? So I'm just sort of like, it's a little worrisome, but you gotta learn to deal with that, you know? You gotta be like, hey man, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for Cthulhu, so like, you know, if he wants me to do something that might, you know, be the end of me or harbor the end of all humanity, that's just like a thing that I've got to do, you know? You gotta pay it back.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. Sorry about your dad. And I think I'm gonna go for like a really sick neon radioactive green.
Oh, okay, cool.
Just to like, you know, this guy fucks. You know?
Yeah.
Like run.
So you were saying that you had just started playing Legends, is that right?
Yeah, I played it. Because I've been playing a lot of Horizon Forbidden West.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I wasn't aware that you were just a complete shithead.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, no,
On my PS5.
Oh, wow, okay. So, like, I know we're pretty far into this, but is there a chance I can back out of this collab real quick?
No.
Alright, I figured there was some kind of, like, contractual, like, obligation.
Nah, dude, April Fools, you can do whatever you want.
Oh, okay, cool.
Definition of postal. 1. Over relating to the mails or the post office. 2. Conducted by mail postal chest. 3. Insanely or murderously violent. It's like, what happened there? Why do English be like this?
Well, see, here's the thing. You know, originally, English had, like, it had all those other definitions, you know? And then, you know, America speaks the same general language, so it's like, okay, well, now postal is gonna mean some other really heinous, fucked up shit because America is awful. We ruin everything we touch. So that last definition is, I almost can guarantee you that comes exclusively from an American.
Yeah, man, I mean, Americans are just like, whoa, bro, don't bump into me outside the store. And then, you know, you get into like a firefight. I can say that because like I've been to America loads, so it's not like discriminatory or anything. I'm practically one of you.
Is this the part where I unironically completely unconnected from the April Fool's go, no, seriously, that's exactly what we do and it's awful here.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I almost gave myself a seizure.
What is happening over there?
I mean, I am making Cthulhu, like, so...
Oh, he's like upset.
Yeah, I do have to look at him.
You know, scientifically, you should probably keep track of that, because, like, a lot of people would probably want to know, like, if we go insane from looking at Cthulhu, like, at what point does a drawing of Cthulhu start to have an effect on the person who's drawing it? Like, all those pictures on the internet, how did those people do that? Was that, like, several people trying to do, like, one drawing over an extended period of time? And people just kept dying and going insane? They had to just keep replacing the artist?
That's my secret tank. I'm already insane.
Oh shit, see, I went the other direction. I have a lot of clones, and when I die from some stupid shit, they just they unthaw another one.
Oh. Unthaw them?
Yeah,
Why
they're all like frozen in my basement.
Who's they?
What do you mean?
You said they unthaw one. Who's they?
What?
You said when you die,
Yeah.
they will unthaw another one.
Yeah.
Who's they?
Who?
Who's unthawing the clone?
What are you talking about?
Or is it like, what the fuck are they called? The Rembloids. What the fuck are the things in that one what the fuck is the show even called?
Dude, I'm totally lost. I think you've been drawing Cthulhu for too long.
I'm already insane, fucko. Is the tank in your name kind of literal in the fact that you are a machine?
I genuinely want to understand your question, but I don't know, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
That sounds like a you problem. Okay, do you actually not know what I'm talking about?
No, I do.
Oh my god, do you know what I hate when you look up PNG and then it's like a fake
God, I
transparent,
hate that too.
Like
When they're
fucking...
like, here's a PNG, transparent, no background. And you're like, cool. And you open it up and you're like, you fucking liar!
Restart the planet, shitheads. Behold, cretins.
I'm gonna do some very quick light coloring.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So you're saying color is essential to the combi.
Yeah, it is genuinely very important.
It's kind of racist, dude, but okay.
Yeah, well, you know what they say. TankRunner's a pretty racist guy.
Oh, yes, they do say that.
No, you gotta be subtle these days. People don't like racism anymore. So when you are a racist, you gotta be careful.
Like when
People are very bigoted these days, so you gotta protect yourself.
Oh, of course, by joining them.
Oh my goodness gracious. Whew.
Don't worry, dude, it's April Fool's.
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
It's a funny day. I'm done anyway.
Okay, I'm almost done. I'm going fast.
We're gonna turn on Sonic mode.
Running around at the speed of sound. I like corn dogs. That's Sonic. Corn
dogs. Oh, it's not even close. Well, dude, corn dogs.
Oh my god, corn dogs.
Fucking Blonic the Hedgehog over here. Like. No, sorry, Chronic the Hedgehog. That was too obvious. But then the pressure is also on me because I can't release half of a collab. Well, I mean, I could, but it'd be kind of shit. Go watch TankRunner stuff, and then they go over, and it's like, where the fuck is it? And then I'm like, that's the prank. Gotcha.
I've got to do like a press release to be like, I cannot express how much guilt I feel for having let down the community.
One time, I was in Hawaii, and I was a kid at the time, and there was like another kid in the pool, and I was with my sister, and obviously we don't have American accents, and the little girl was like, "Oh my god, where are ye from?" And we were like, "Ireland," and she was like, "What state is that in?" And I was like, "Fuck off." So from then on, I've been like, maybe.
All right.
Maybe the rumors are true.
Oh, maybe.
So y'all know Male Jellicent. He's a pretty cool dude, and I just decided, you know what, this guy needs to be fucking Cthulhu.
What? Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Okay. So like, I need you to hear me out here.
Mm-hmm.
I love this idea.
Mm-hmm.
This is brilliant. This is very good. There's just like one slight issue that you might want to address.
Mm-hmm.
There might be some legal repercussions for this one.
Oh no, because see, this isn't a mustache; it's tentacles. You know, they kind of go like, and then they kind of form up together. You know.
Yeah.
And then like, you know.
Yeah, I see that. I can see that.
And then, you know, with like Pokemon, you know how Pokemon like say their own names, and it's kind of stupid. I figured it'd just be easier if you just had his name written on him, you know, because it kind of goes around him.
So, and I don't want you to take this the wrong way. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm just trying to be helpful here, creative criticism and all that. It kind of a little bit, just a little bit, not a lot, kind of looks like the Pringles guy.
The fuck did you just say to me? You're allowed to think
Only
what you
a little
think.
bit.
You're
It's
allowed to
only
think
a
what you
tiny
think.
bit.
The cool thing about opinions is that, like, a lot of the time they are incorrect.
Yeah.
I fucking blew out my microphone again. So what, next you're gonna tell me that the things falling behind him are fucking Pringles and not, like, the souls of the damned?
No, I think it looks like the souls of the damned. That part's fine. That's not an issue.
I mean, it's clearly Cthulhu. He's a octopussian.
You know what would say? You know what would fix this? Maybe,
Mm-hmm.
if you put some, just real quick, you could do it right now. Just put some people in for scale.
Hello, everybody. My name's TankRunner.
Oh, hey, that's me.
Yeah.
There I am.
There. Oh wait, no, you said people, so.
Hello, everybody. My name's TankRunner.
Yeah, there we go. You know, and genuinely, I'm not trying to be, you know. Yeah, I'm not trying to be a but.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you guys
but
not allowed to say that word over there?
Yeah, we're not allowed to say it, and it fucking pisses me off. That's the best word ever. So, I don't want to be a but this picture gets, like, genuinely, like, multitudes better every time another me shows up.
Oh, that's what I'm here for.
Yeah, I'm trying not to be full of myself here, but, like, genuinely...
I mean, I can't
your
blame
art is
you.
shit until there's, like, a bunch of me. Make, like, 2 pyramids of me,
Please.
and then, like, maybe some eyeballs for, like, the Illuminati at the top, you know? And then, boom, there you go. You got no more issues for copyright. You know, the unspoken rule is you just gotta be 12% different, and then there's nothing they can do about it. So, yeah, there you go. That's perfect. Solid. Oh, yeah, you've got it down. Perfect. Illuminati.
Illuminilli?
Cipher. Illuminilli.
What the
I love
fuck
it.
have I created?
All right, my turn. Let the audience know what your idea is for a Gigantamax Combi, and we'll see if my idea is anywhere near that.
So you know how Combi is like 3 faces?
Yeah.
What if it was just like 1,000 faces? Like it just kept going.
Oh, so it was like a giant honeycomb kind of thing.
Yeah, but it was just like 1,000,000 faces, and it couldn't fly or anything because it was just a bunch of dudes stuck
It's
together.
just a wall. It's
Yeah,
like a wall of
literally.
faces.
It couldn't do anything.
All right, cool. Yeah, we were. That was pretty close.
Okay. You're very correct in us not having the same idea at all. Dude, I like it. And I know people would be like, you can't Gigantamax Combi, but you can actually Gigantamax Pokemon that haven't evolved, you know? So I think it's perfect. And it definitely, like, and what we need to remember, like, these aren't just men. Like, these are huge dudes.
They're very big. Yeah,
And
they're
there's
like
3
Attack
of
on
them.
Titan Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, are they connected somehow, or?
So that was the thing. I was thinking about that, and I was gonna put them together via their heads, like the Combi is supposed to be.
Mhm.
But I realized that wouldn't really give enough space for all of the, like, you know, what's the word? All the man meat. So
Yeah, of
I
course.
just decided that, you know, them being segmented and separated gives them a little bit more space to breathe.
Of course. Are the lack of legs in the back like a stylistic choice, or do the back ones just not have legs?
So before, I was thinking it was just a stylistic choice. I didn't know how much was going to be in frame. But they are bees, and they generally don't have bodies. So, like, yeah, I think this would be pretty good. You just kind of, like, sever the legs off.
I mean, the back 2 do have wings. You know, they can stay aloft through a tremendous amount of effort by, like, flapping their tempo.
Maybe they're just nothing, you know? And this guy in the front, he's a whole man. He's got legs and feet and, like,
so
a mortgage
he's kind of,
and a 401k. He's an adult man. But then these other 2 are just floating, just abs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of
that's
reminds
pretty
me
good.
of Corviknight, where he has, like, the little flying birds around him when he Gigantamaxes.
Oh, yeah. And then, you know, they are bugs, and I know this isn't, like, it's not, like, this isn't a bee thing, but, like, they could be, like, they could have, like, the firefly thing, right? And their butts could glow.
Yeah, I mean, it is Pokemon, you know, they influence from all sorts. I mean, if they were If they were a bee, you know, they'd just have like a stinger and then they'd attack you once and they'd die. Which is kind of no fun. Like these guys...
Oh, no, you know what? You're right.
Oh, so it's just both? This actually makes a lot of sense, because Gigantamax only lasts for 3 turns. So after each attack, one of them could die due to losing their sting. And then...
You know what? I just realized this isn't a good idea. This could be placed slightly better. So, like, we got the giant bee sting.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Stinger. Yeah. There you go.
It's perfect. And then kind of the front guy could, like, grab on and, like, throw them, maybe.
Yeah! Or, like, you know how, like, Beedrill has, like, the giant needle hands, and the animation is, like, the needles, like, fly off and, like, shoot forward and, like, stab into the target?
Mm-hmm.
He could sort of, like, grab onto those and, like, throw them really quickly and just kind of, like, jostlate his hands forward and backward, like, real fast and, like, launch them forward and just, like, sort of spray these needles outward.
Of course.
Yeah.
Combi. Let me know which Gigantamax form is your favorite. I loved Jellicent. I think it could be truly unstoppable in-game.
Now remember guys, down in the description is a link that will take you to my channel where this video continues. Honestly, I had a lot of fun doing this, so Dead, when you find some time to do another collab, I just want you to know that the TankRunner channel is always open to you. Thanks again for giving me the opportunity to do this, and I'll see all you guys next time.
You're most welcome, Tank. I've been Deadbedspread, and all the best.